So guys, we're going to be talking about the Barbarella Remake. The movie that came out in 1968, I believe. This kind of racy, almost erotic kind of sci-fi, space opera type of movie. And Sydney Sweeney, I mean, one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood today, taking on this role. I think it's a recipe for success. I think a lot of people are going to be very, very interested to see how this turns out. Me being one of them. So let's dive in and see what's going on with this project. So this comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Madam Web star Sydney Sweeney says Edgar Wright's Barbarella remake is gonna be worth the wait. And I'm sure a lot of people would be on board with that. Like I say, Sydney Sweeney, absolutely stunningly beautiful. And if you've seen or know anything about the Barbarella movie, well, put it this way, she wears pretty racy / erotic kind of style costumes. So, you know, put those two things together, Sydney Sweeney and a lack of clothing, I think that equals a lot of people being happy. So, the critical and commercial success of movies like Anyone But You and Immaculate meant it was easy for Sydney Sweeney to shrug off Madam Web. Yeah, I mean, one of the worst movies in modern cinematic history, and it didn't damage her career too much, which is good. She also confessed that starring in the Marvel movie was a means to an end when it came to strengthen her relationship with Sony Pictures. So Edgar Wright's Barbarella Remake is one of the many projects Sweeney is attached to as her star in Hollywood continues to rise, both as an actor and a producer. However, it's been 3 years since we first learned the movie was in development. Yeah, I mean, we haven't got that many updates about it recently, and to be honest, I'd assumed that it had fallen by the wayside. I thought that maybe they tried to get it off the ground and develop it, but maybe it just wasn't working. Plus, you know, she's just doing so many projects at the moment. Maybe it was something she was never going to get around to doing, but now with this update, we know that the movie's actually still coming, which is great to hear. So, Edgar Wright is busy shooting The Running Man, while Sweeney has everything from Split Fiction to The Housemaid, and her untitled Christy Martin biopic on the way. So, has Barbarella fallen by the wayside? That's exactly what I was just saying. A lot of people had speculated, as her schedule becomes increasingly jam-packed. So, this is what she had to say about the Barbarella project. Quote, "I was just in London and had a meeting to discuss the story and the script," Sweeney tells Empire. "I can't say too much, but it's really going to come together in a very, very fun and big way. It's a long process. I don't think people realise how long some things can take, but it's going to be worth the wait." Yeah, I mean, some movies, from their kind of early phases all the way through to kind of post-production and principal photography, it can be years of development. I mean, so many things need to come together. The actors, the developers, you know, the director. There's so many people that need to come together to get a project kind of running. And there's so many kind of kinks in the armor sometimes where things go wrong. And yeah, movie production can just take a very, very long time to get going. So, yes, it's on my bucket list, she enthused. That's what I'm saying. My 30s, I've really got to step it up. So, I'm assuming by this, she's saying, my 30s, I've really got to step it up. So, she's saying that she's still in her 30s. She doesn't want to wait till she gets too old to star in this movie. I think that's what she's saying. She wants to do it while she's still young. And I can completely understand that. I mean, the Barbarella original actress, she's absolutely breathtaking. She's beautiful beyond belief. And I guess Sydney Sweeney wants to do this movie while she's still in her prime. While her still good looks are there, I guess from that's what she's saying. I could be mistaken, but on the surface, that's what I'm reading here anyway. So, Barbarella was created by French comic book writer Jean-Claude Forest. She appeared in the French comic Barbarella, serialized in V magazine in 1962, before later being published as a graphic novel. The character is a futuristic space adventurer and interstellar agent from the 41st century. So yeah, really kind of heavy sci-fi space opera themes here. She navigates various planets and encounters strange beings and situations, often depicted in highly sexualized and a psychedelic manner. Yeah, guys, I mean, if you haven't seen the original Barbarella movie, it's so, by today's standards, it's so cheesy, campy, and just ridiculous. It doesn't hold up whatsoever, and it looks really bad. But it gives you a tone of what this new Barbarella could be like. Just very sexualized, very erotic, lack of clothing, like I already said. So you can only imagine what a Sydney Sweeney version could look like. Barbarella gained international fame with the 1968 film adaptation, directed by Roger Vadim. starring Jane Fonda in the titular role. The movie, though not a huge success upon release, had since become a cult classic. Beloved for its campy style, erotic themes, and iconic visuals. So, talking about Barbarella last March, Sweeney said, Barbarella is just a fun character to explore. She really just embraces her femininity and her sexuality, and I love that. She uses sex as a weapon. I have no idea what that even means or how you do that. And I think it's such an interesting way into the sci-fi world. I've always wanted to do sci-fi, so we'll see what happens. Are you excited for the Barbarella remake to take shape? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. So there we go, guys. So that's kind of the update there. She's just recently had a meeting in London to discuss what's going on. She says it's coming together, but it's a long process. And she wants to still do it while she's in her 30s by this comment she made here as well. So guys, I throw it off to you. What do you think about this project? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you think we're actually going to get this at some point? And I would love to know, have you seen the original Barbarella, or do you know much about it? Do you think it translates to today's audience? Would it work for a modern cinematic landscape, or is it a movie that's kind of campy and should be left in the past? Whatever you guys think about this update and this news, just let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear your feedback on this project as a whole and the news that we read that this movie is still moving forward. And with that down, thank you so much for joining me as we went through this news story. As always, make sure you hit the like button before you leave and consider becoming a subscriber of the channel, as it goes a long way to supporting the content. And I will see you in the next video.